48 hours, the governing New Patriotic Party will be electing its national officers. We will be bringing you a conversation on what to expect from us here at JoyNews as far as a comprehensive coverage is concerned. Now, let's start off with the police, because the police administration has deployed 1,250 security personnel to provide security for the National Delegate Conference of the NPP. Central Regional Police Commander DCOP Nenyi Ampapeni has been addressing the media on the security arrangements towards the event. Richard Kojonyako has more from a news conference held a while ago.
The National Conference of the New Patriotic Party is slated for Saturday, and ahead of that, preparations are underway. The delegates have started arriving here at the Regional Police Headquarters. The Regional Police Commander has been addressing the media. According to him, the police administration has deployed 1,250 security personnel who are going to man the hotels that are in Cape Coast and other places. So they are going to man hotels starting from Mankesim, because a lot of people have gone for some of the hotels at Mankesim, because as I speak with you now, all the hotels and guest houses in Cape Coast, Elmina, Mankesim and so on, they are all fully booked in anticipation of the National Delegate Conference of the New Patriotic Party. The event venue for this national conference is at the University of Cape Coast, and it's going to be held at the New Examination Center. The event properly on Saturday will start at 8, where the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party would be giving his report. Thereafter, there will be further deliberations, and they will move to the Jubilee Park, where there will be a mammoth rally organized by the New Patriotic Party. And so the Regional Police Commander has been assuring all participants and delegates that their security is fully guaranteed and assured, and they are warning criminals and other people who would want to foment trouble that the police would be ready for them.
Regional Police Command, in collaboration with the National Police Command, is providing 1,250 police personnel to cover this assignment. This number is also made up of other personnel from the other security agencies, that's Ghana National Fire Service, Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana Prison Service, and other security services, the BNI and the National Security. Currently, we are covering all the residences provided for the delegates. These are at the Sadek College, Fancy Pim School, Ghana National College, Agri Memorial, Holy Child.
All right, that is from the central region, and so you know what's going to happen on Saturday. Well, this year's conference, according to the party, coincides with the 25th anniversary of the NPP and the 70th anniversary of the founding of the UGCC. We'll have more on that, but first let me introduce you to my guest for this conversation. Is the National Nasarawa Coordinator for the New Patriotic Party, Kamal Din Abdullah. You're welcome.
Thank you, Gifty. How are you?
I'm good. You're happy?
Very.
You're happy?
Why not?
That your party is, going to assemble all of you on Saturday, at the annual. What should we expect, by the way?
Well, why wouldn't I be happy? Attaining the Silver Jubilee celebration mood, a mood for celebration, and also celebrating 70 years of the formation of our ideology.
Okay.
Is enough to make us happy. And you asked the question that what
should we expect?
What should we expect?
Yes.
Clearly, I think all party faithfuls today who are watching us should be happy wherever they are.
Okay.
And what we expect in Cape Coast from tomorrow is the coming together of all delegates of the party.
Right.
You will agree with me that our constitution has it that the Delegates Conference is the highest decision-making body of the party.
Okay.
And we are supposed, by the constitution of the party, to have the annual Delegates Conference coming together to discuss issues regarding the party, to receive reports from the General Secretary, receive reports from the acting national chairman, or if you like the chairman, to receive reports also from the National Treasurer, of the status quo, the status of the party in terms of finances and all that. Nonetheless, if there are some resolutions that we need to arrive at, we would have to get motions moved and maybe seconded, then such resolutions will be passed accordingly. So basically, that's what we'll be expecting. And those who are supposed to be in attendance includes our entire 275 constituency executives.
Okay.
It includes the regional executives, includes also our National Council members and our NEC members, as well as the steering committee members of the party.
Okay.
Because we are in government, members of parliament also are delegates of the party anyway. Okay. Members of parliament automatically will be there. And because we are in government, ministers, DCs, and MNDCs as well would also be expected to attend such an important party function.
Okay.
The President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, will surely be gracing the occasion, as well as his vice and all other party members who matter. Trust me, it's going to be a very strong, as it were, conference that we're going to have.
I see. And very strong conference, you see. We were picking information that there's going to be a massive move, let me say, or motion, because you mentioned that if there are any, reviews, that there will be motions for it to happen, etc. We're picking up information that there's going to be some expected reviews on your constitution. How is that coming?
Well, we've had a constitution since 2009. I know after the inception of the party, it was in 2009 we got the constitution re-looked at again. Okay. Now, from 2009 till now, we've used it for some time. We think that it is important we look at certain parts of the constitution as well. Okay. And like I said, the highest decision making of the party is where you can make such decisions. I believe the proposals have actually been forwarded to the General Secretary's office.
Okay.
Same has been compiled and supposed to be forwarded to the conference, where discussions would actually go on to see whether or not they are
they merit,
relevant, or they merit
the review.
The review.
All right, that people are asking for. Sure. What areas are the people who have submitted their proposals for review asking for?
I will not be able to tell you.
I mean, you don't have to give me details.
Not at all. Not at all.
You don't have to give me details.
Not even details. Not even titles. I'm not able to give you titles. The point is that what I do know is that we have suggestions, okay, or if you like, some proposals coming from party people, forwarded to the secretariat of the party, and not even the general secretary is allowed to come and say that XYZ is what people have proposed. It is the body that actually would have the right, or has the right, to look into the proposal that is before them and agree to whether this or that or that. Until we get there, I cannot jump the gun to say that this is what we're going to look at, or that is what we're going to look at.
You are a member of the executive.
Of course, I'm a member of the executive.
Exactly. Are you telling me that when you receive the petitions or when you receive the proposals, that you don't look through, you don't open it and look through it?
Even if I look through, there's a laid down procedure to where we are supposed to make things public. Okay. Now, if this procedure is not exhausted, then I come sit here and start telling you that this is what I'm doing and this is what we're going to do and that's what we're going to do. Why am I taking the job of the National Conference?
Okay.
I mean, the Delegates Conference, I cannot take their job.
Okay. But I believe that you are Nasara coordinator. I mean, you are in touch with the young people. You are in touch with a lot of people, party faithful as well. What are the things that they're pushing for change for within the party?
Well, like I said, once again, you're asking the same question.
No. I'm not asking the same question.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not the same.
But let me give you the answer to this question then. Let me give you the answer to this question.
All right, great.
The answer is simple. Proposals have actually been submitted to the secretariat of the party, which proposals I cannot make public now until we get to the conference. Conference reviews what we have received and say, look, XYZ is what we're going to adopt. Very well. And they use that to amend our constitution. We shall get there when we get there.
Very
well. Cross the bridge.
That you have answered the first question. The first question was seeking this. This answer would do for the first question. Okay. The second question, which I asked, was not about the proposals that you have received. You said that this is the highest decision-taking body. And so I'm asking you, whilst you go there, what are your people telling you, the people that you're supposed to be in touch with, the people on the ground, the grassroots, what are they telling you? What are some of the expectations that they have that this highest decision-making body are going to decide on, way beside the proposals you received?
I have got a single vote as a member of the National Council and if you like, the national conference of the party.
Okay.
A single vote to have. I'm a member of the party, and nothing debarred me, okay, when the nominations were called or proposals were called to come in, to have written my proposal, and I didn't write any proposal. Therefore, I cannot say for anyone who wrote a proposal to the National Council, which is yet to be unfolded, to be opened or to be revealed to us.
So you are not in touch with the people?
I'm not in touch on what proposal they wrote,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
in
no,
touch
no.
with the people.
No, so get me right.
I'm in touch with them, but I'm not in touch with them because I wanted to know what kind of proposal they wrote to us.
No, I am not even talking about the proposal.
I understand.
I have moved on from the proposal because you've answered me, and I have moved on from the proposal.
When I got in touch with them, what were the expectations?
No, not them.
Is that all right?
Generally,
okay.
The people,
okay,
the NPP youth, the grassroots, the people within your party.
You are asking, having gotten in touch with the NPP youth and continually getting in touch with them,
yes,
what are their expectations?
Yes,
what
are
they
they
see change
in the party? Yeah,
and I'm saying
not in the constitution per se.
In the party.
In the party,
okay,
generally.
In the party
generally. The people you are in touch with.
I think we expect to have a very excellent and formidable party going into 2020, and that's the general expectation of all.
That's not change. Then it means that everything is okay.
No, I'm saying that we expect to have a very formidable party,
right,
a party that seeks to consolidate on its gains, okay, going into 2020. That's a general expectation of the people out there. And anytime you talk to them, they say, look, this power must be sustained. Work hard to make sure the good policies that we have as a party is getting out, is brought out, so the people of this mother of Ghana would enjoy the good governance that they so much desire for.
So the people are happy with everything in the party, every single thing.
Like I said, for the aspects which they think they want to change, they have been called to bring in their proposal, and they have done the same. So until that is unveiled, you and I will not be able to speak to it.
Okay, is this going to be a nice, beautiful homecoming for the NPP, where we see officials who were asked to step aside, officials who were suspended, like the Paula Focus, etc., to come around? Let's have a one family conversation, a reconciliation sort of conversation. Are we going to see anything like that?
I'm not sure you've heard anywhere that someone has been expelled from the party.
Suspended, we have heard.
No, I'm saying I'm not sure you heard anywhere that someone has been expelled. I didn't say suspended from the party. And so long as you haven't been expelled from the party and you remain a member of the party, except to add that some disciplinary measures were taken for some suspensions to have been meted out to some group of people or some set of people, that one is another matter. However, whoever is a member of the party and is not been expelled or is not expelled from the party is welcome to the conference, and of course is welcome to join us, celebrate this victory, sweet victory that we had in the 2016 general elections.
Is Paula Foko invited? Has he been invited?
I just said that each and every member of the party who matters, who wants to attend and is accredited to attend and sit in the hall, of course is welcome. Is
he accredited? Does it matter? Has he been invited?
I'm not in charge of accreditation, but I know accreditation has been given to party people.
Is Mr. Paula Foko coming? Is he coming?
I'm not too sure. You are asking whether I am speaking for Mr. Afoko.
No, you don't speak for him.
And if I'm not speaking for Mr. Afoko, it will be unfair to me for this question to be asked.
It will be unfair for me to ask you that question.
Very. How much?
Well, he's a member of the party, like you said, so I expected
just as each and every one, and myself being a member, and I made my case clear that each and every member of the party is welcome, unless one who has been expelled from the party. And you are not telling me here that we have one who has been expelled, and you are asking whether or not it's appropriate for the person to appear before.
We have one who has been suspended.
Suspended but not expelled from the party.
So he's
suspended from your position, but you are still a member of the party. You still remain a member of the party.
So if you want, you can come.
I would appeal for a very excellent reconciliatory, move for all of us. All we're seeking for is power. If we've gotten power, there's no single individual who doesn't matter in this party. Right. No single individual who cannot be subjected to disciplinary procedures of the party. We can all be subjected to it. If you feel your rights has actually been trampled upon, you can resort to the law courts. And of course, in the case of Mr. Paula Foko, he resorted to the law courts, all right. The law courts gave a verdict. He's fine. He's still a member of the party. Whatever that we have to do to get this party moving on, let's do it. And I'm admonishing each and everyone to see every single member who has come out to say, I've subscribed to the ideals of NPP as a very important person, and of course welcome the person and embrace the person as it were.
Do I take that as an open invitation if he has not yet been invited, to him and others who have been suspended as well?
You should take that as a reiteration of the invitation we've meted out. We have just invited everyone.
So you've already sent out an invitation?
Sent out that.
So invitations have been sent to all those who have been suspended, etc.
Absolutely. I'm only reaffirming the invitation that has been sent out. Yeah.
My final question will be, what do you think is the biggest challenge for the NPP, even though you have won the power that you wanted? What is the biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge. A party in government is supposed to be someone who defends lots of issues. Because the President of the Republic of Ghana has said it. He says, look, criticize me, but constructively. So long as that party is in government, and we have put up a candidate who has won the mandate of Ghanaians, it means that the promises that we gave, it means that the good governance that we promised, it means that the economy that we said we're going to fix right, we should do them right. If we do not, it is going to be at our own peril. But I will say that, look, nonetheless, I have confidence in the team that has been put in place by the President, and I have confidence in this party, and for that matter, this government, that we're going to deliver on our promises. That is why the team for this particular, conference goes like delivering on our promises. Okay? Now, clearly, if we are having a team like that, we have no excuse not to deliver on our promises.
I don't know if you've answered my question, by the way.
And I've just answered your question. I'm
about
sure.
the biggest challenge?
Of course. The biggest
about
challenge,
criticism?
The challenge is that we should try as much as possible to deliver on our promises.
So that's now your challenge.
We should try as much as possible to sustain the power that we do have. And how do you sustain it? You sustain it by making sure that if you said A, you're doing A. If you said B, you're doing B.
So delivering on your promises is a challenge for you?
Necessarily cannot.
Okay, let me rephrase my question.
Yes.
What will stand in the way for you as a party to deliver on the promises?
Well, I think the biggest challenge we have now is cooperation. Okay, has to do with cooperation from both party people and the people of Mother Ghana who are not also party faithful.
Right.
I mean, the cooperation that we need to move on is so much desired. Now, if we do not have the cooperation of the people who voted for you, then of course you're going to have a very daunting task in hand. And I believe that, inshallah, we're going to see this party and people cooperating with us so that the good governance would actually be delivered. So basically, we need the total cooperation of the people, or we need the cooperation of the people to move on.
Is that something you're having? That's something you're not having because there's a challenge?
For now, it's a bit of a challenge, but we still have to push.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much for coming, and I wish you a very successful conference on Saturday. Kamal Dean Abdullah is the Nassau coordinator for the NPP. You're welcome once again.
Thank you, Gifty.
Thank you once again for passing through. Well, let's talk about the president now. He is urging churches to realign their educational agenda to focus more on preschools instead of over-concentration on establishing tertiary institutions. The president is convinced that a shift in direction will help bring up children in the values and ideals of the church. He was addressing the 8th General Assembly of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church of Ghana.
In our country, the church and education have always been linked. The schools and the traditions that go with them come from the churches that established them. And for many of us, the schools we went to have formed our attitudes to life and indeed our characters. Today, more than ever, those traditions of discipline and hard work that characterize the Presbyterian schools of old are needed in our country. Last year, when I addressed a similar gathering of your siblings, the Basel version of Presbyterians, I said something that I would like to repeat here. I said that the religious groups now seem to want to, and indeed are concentrating, on the tertiary sector in the provision of education. I know that the Evangelical Presbyterian Church also has a university, and that is well established. And I heard the plea of the moderator for assistance. That plea will be well heard. But I said then, and I want to make again a heartfelt appeal to the Presbyterian Church to take a look back to the early childhood sector. The Evangelical Presbyterian Church, like its counterpart, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, used to be very active in this sector. There is an obvious and great need in this sector, and we seem to be failing our young people. There can be no denying that the most critical stages of education for any child are the early years. The churches have a proven track record in this sector, and I urge you to go back there, for your expertise is sorely needed. And I offer you the famous saying of St. Francis Xavier, and I quote, "Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man," unquote. In other words, catch them young. Catch them at preschool and at kindergarten, and you have them for life. There is an urgent need for solid churches to step up and take the children until they're 7 and mold the men and women that would build a successful Ghana.